Ghost Stories. Do all sorts of ghostly things. Talk local legends. And some ghost hunting. Stories we hope to live to tell. And you live to listen. Huz Ghost Stories. Huz Ghost Stories. We talk Tinker's Hollow to the beast of Delaware Road. Stories we hope to live to tell. And you live to listen. Huz Ghost Stories. Huz Ghost Stories.
Welcome, folks, to another splendid episode of Huz Ghost Stories. I am Andrew Huzar, Reiki Master and Medium. With me is cryptid expert Professor Alex Wheaton, and over there yonder, who is definitely not in another state and is just sitting on the other side of this room, Captain Tyler. And for those of you that have asked, yes, he is the one that came out with Captain Morgan. He modeled him after himself. I know they look incredibly alike. This episode's gonna be a fun one for me because I've been there. Tyler's been there. Alex hasn't been there, so maybe one day we'll take him there to see a show. I have an email out to them to see if they'll let us come in to investigate it after hours or before hours.
That'd be cool.
I'm not picky. There have been paranormal investigators to check this place out, so there are different investigations and evidences out there. But before all that, make sure you're clicking the links in the description
So you gotta plug it.
to the merches, to the ghost shops, to the paranormality magazines. Check it all out. Use the codes. Buy all sorts of stuff that you may or may not need.
If you're interested in becoming a producer on the show, reach out to you via
Reach
email?
out to me via email or messenger across all the social medias.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
If you want to be a producer for a particular travel episode, in general, whatever money that comes in for the show through advertisements, links, things like that, all that money goes towards us traveling. It's the travel expenses for us to visit the haunted places. Like you've seen several of those travel episodes. All that stuff is usually paid for out of our pocket or whatever is made for the podcast. So your funding actually goes directly to what we're doing. It's not giving us a salary. It's letting us travel.
we make no money off this. We operate at a deficit.
Yep, that is honestly true. But yeah, no. And if you want to be a special producer for a travel episode, depending on how much money you give to it, you can have us do certain things. Whether that be locking Andrew in a closet in the dark and communing with the spirits, or things like that. It all depends on what you're feeling and what the place is. So
yeah,
there's things like that options wise. I just figured, I could plug it too because I do know what you're talking about.
You send me a message or an email, and I will tell you all the places we're thinking of going, and you can pick what you want to help with, and then we can work from there to figure out what you want us to do.
Yep.
And we will do what you say
within reason.
And I say that because Megan's mom and my parents sponsored the Gray Stone episode, and one of them wanted us to go to the cemetery at night, but there was a Wendigo prowling the area.
It wasn't happening.
I'm not going back outside.
No.
So, as long as we aren't going to actually die
Yeah, we're good.
We'll do it. And Tyler, a couple episodes ago, said he's fine with being possessed as long as he doesn't know what's happening. So,
Yep, exactly.
Erie's All-Star Wrestling. Make sure you're checking them out. You can find them on Facebook and Instagram at Erie All-Star Wrestling. They put on fun little local indie shows. I am going.
You said if you can, you're going to put in a clip.
Yeah, and I was going to try to see if I could pull it up on like a screen share so Tyler could see it.
But yeah, if you're in the Erie County area in the northwestern of Pennsylvania, and you like wrestling and you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely check them out. I know, like you were kind of saying, we are Huz Ghost Stories is an official sponsor of the event, and we've been connected with one of the primary people behind that particular wrestling company show. We've had some deep connections with them for a while, so definitely worth checking them out.
It definitely is. And I think I found a clip.
Woo!
And this clip is of the Psychopath Champion. Their title's not the Psychopath title, but their champion is a psychopath named JJ fucking Rumham as he leaps off of a cage.
Beautiful.
But we'll just let it run one more time there so you can see the beautiful dive.
Whee!
Right on there. Wins the belt. 1, 2, 3. Look at that right there.
Woo!
Won the belt.
Look at that bounce, too.
Crowd erupts. He's a bloody mess. We were there. I was off to the left. JJ goddamn Rumham. Champion of the people. But yeah, go to Erie's All-Star Wrestling. Find their socials. And go watch JJ goddamn Rumham run roughshod all over people.
This is a family show.
Well, you know what? We're for all sorts of families. The cool families, the strict families. You can turn on censoring.
If you like us, make sure you check us out and recommend us to your friends. And if you don't like us, recommend us to your friends.
Yeah, exactly. We're for people of all shapes, sizes, and creeds.
Fair enough. All right. So what are we doing today? You gave us a little bit of a tease. So what's the subject today, Andrew?
We've looked at the past couple of episodes, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. We're taking a little trip here out towards Buffalo, New York, in North Tonawanda, as we talk about the Riviera Theatre. Nestled in the heart of North Tonawanda, New York, the Riviera Theatre stands as a testament to the opulence and grandeur of early 20th century architecture. Built in 1926 during the golden age of cinema, this historic theater was originally designed as a vaudeville house and movie palace. Its ornate interior, complete with a Wurlitzer organ that continues to enchant visitors today, has long been a beacon for the arts. However, the Riviera Theatre is also renowned for reasons beyond its architectural beauty and cultural significance. It is reputed to be one of the most haunted places in western New York, drawing paranormal enthusiasts and ghost hunters from far and wide.
The haunting tales of the Riviera Theatre are as varied as they are chilling. One of the most frequently reported apparitions is that of a former projectionist named John. According to legend, John was a devoted employee who met an untimely death within the theater's walls. His spirit is said to linger in the projection booth, where staff and visitors have reported hearing disembodied footsteps and seeing ghostly figures. On more than one occasion, the flicker of a phantom light has been observed, as if John is still diligently at work, ensuring the show goes on. In addition to John, the Riviera Theatre is believed to harbor a host of other spectral residents. Audience members have recounted seeing shadowy figures flitting across the stage and hearing unexplained whispering in the otherwise empty auditorium. The eerie sounds of the Wurlitzer organ play by itself have further fueled the theater's ghostly reputation. Some even claim to have felt a cold, otherworldly presence brush past them in the dimly lit hallways. Now there is one other famous specter, Mary.
Mary's presence at the Riviera Theatre has been a subject of fascination for decades. According to local lore, Mary was a young woman who worked in the theater during its early years. Her tragic death, the circumstances of which remain shrouded in mystery, supposedly anchors her spirit to the theater. Staff and visitors have reported numerous eerie encounters with Mary, from unexplained cold spots and disembodied voices to the more startling sight of a shadowy female figure gliding through the aisles. Some claim to have seen a reflection in mirrors or heard her humming a tune from the theater's grand organ. Despite her ghostly status, Mary is often described as a benign presence. Many who have encountered her speak of a sense of calm rather than of fear, almost as if she is still tending to her duties at the theater. Paranormal investigators who have visited the Riviera have captured intriguing evidence such as EVP recordings and mysterious orbs in photographs, further cementing Mary's place in the lore of the theater. While the Riviera Theatre continues to thrive as a vibrant cultural venue, the stories of Mary and John add an enigmatic layer to its rich tapestry, blending history with the supernatural in a way that continues to captivate and mystify.
So,
Can I add something very quickly?
you can.
Because it's related to the section that I was reading from. So, legitimately, I was looking up a little bit of that history as well. And so, according to one of the people who ran the theater for a while, this is back in 2014, had spoken with one of the local news stations about the history of the Riviera and was talking about Mary and had said, Mary is our ghost. She watches over the place. It's quoted by Jim Pritchard. He was director of theater operations at the time. But he said that, where is it? Back when the Riviera was young, before it was the way it was now, according to the story that they had at the time, a falling sandbag had struck and killed her.
Oh.
Yeah, which would be why she'd be tied to the theater.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add that part because
What was
it's
it?
shrouded in mystery. A falling sandbag that they would have used to like raise and lower curtains and prop pieces fell on her, according to the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool. Not cool.
I just want to add that part because that was something I found as we were doing this.
We were in North Tonawanda at the Riviera for Nick Groff's U.S. premiere of his show Deathwalker.
Yeah.
And before that, a paranormal team, it was maybe like 20 minutes to a half hour long, put together a video of highlights of their time investigating the Riviera, like a few nights before we were all there. And they had some compelling evidence Mary, they thought, popped up, but what was most interesting is they were there a few years earlier. And on their investigation, they were reviewing one of the videos, and a shadow figure walked across the balcony. So when they were there the second time, they made sure to investigate the balcony. And they put someone up there in the balcony with a camera, and they had another camera at the same spot. And they kept seeing shadow figures in the balcony with the person that was up there. And the person got a lot of feelings of like unwantedness and like negativity, and it felt like things were trying to get rid of him. And they started to get like violent words through their like spirit box, so he just beat it out of the balcony. So they didn't have any idea who was up there in the balcony. That's wasn't wanting him there. It definitely wasn't Mary, but it's interesting to me that there's a lot of different energies and spirits here, where there's this nice calmness of Mary just trying to help the theater and look after the theater, and then whatever in the balcony is just not very welcoming to people.
I thought you were going to say before that we want to got some cool wings, some great wings.
that we did. That we did.
You did?
They were delicious. There's somebody I know in the area out there that they have pretty good wing recommendations most of the time.
I think they do. I think they do too.
There's also a bowling alley out there that
There is.
pretty dope.
Pretty good wings.
Yep.
Yeah. maybe we'll have to hit the Riviera Theatre and then see if we can get this person to tell us some good wing spots.
Just maybe. Just maybe.
Alex, what are your thoughts here on the Riviera, especially as a theater kid?
Oh, as a theater kid, theaters are inherently haunted. Just period. Theater's a weird thing, both as an interest and as a legitimate object, a place. It's a place where fantasy becomes reality for a little bit. So, if I'm going to be 100% real and honest with you, I'm not surprised that a lot of theaters are haunted.
Yeah.
It's a place where we already mess with the veil of reality and fiction and fantasy. So why not? I personally, I like it. I like this. What can I say? As a theater kid, I love haunted theaters.
I think so. Throughout the years, theaters didn't always have the best safety measures.
Oh God, no.
So a lot of people have died at theaters.
Oh, we're still terrible with it.
I think it was here.
Death in the theater too.
Plenty. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of them, but yes.
There was I can't remember if it was this theater or there was another one in Buffalo that's crazy haunted too. One of them talk about like a row of spirits always being on the catwalk.
Yeah.
And
You talking about Shays?
no, I think it was called like Ghost Light Theater.
That is one.
The
Shays
Shays
Theater is one. Yeah, I knew that one.
Shays Theater. There's also another famous venue here, Town Ballroom.
Yep.
That's said to be haunted. It's a concert venue. It was never really a theater. But that different topic, different podcast.
We're gonna have to
Did we
have a whole
cover that one? Wait, didn't we cover Town Ballroom?
It sounds vaguely familiar. I don't know.
We covered a ballroom, but I think it may have been attached to the one hotel that you were telling us about. What we were talking about. Oh, we have over 50 episodes now. It's hard to remember them all.
Right? We've been doing this for a couple of years. It's hard to remember them all.
Tyler, what are your early thoughts here on the Riviera Theater, being that it's not too far from you?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with the Riv. I was just there a few months ago for a show. I'm about to move 5 minutes down the road from the Riv, actually. So here, immediately, this is what comes to mind. Do you remember when we first met, and I showed you a photo of me and my girlfriend at that same place we got wings, right next door to the Riv?
Yeah, with the big ass.
And there was an orb next to my shoulder.
Yeah.
In the photo. Do you think that could have been Mary or John? Because I mean, the building's literally attached.
Yeah, definitely could have been. And with all these other
something to think about, kind of, but I love it. I mean, like I said, hometown area, haunting. Particularly take a favor to those. But I have never heard, like, it's one of those things, like you hear, I didn't think it was like this haunted, where like people, just, things like the balcony thing I've never heard of. I've heard of Mary before, but that was pretty much it. It just seemed innocent enough, So, you're to dissect it and talk about it.
I do like the two most famous ghosts are both people that worked there and are seemingly still just working there.
Yeah.
John's in the production booth, and the group that did the investigation that we saw their footage, they did talk about John, and they did get some spirit box responses in the projection room. So he is definitely still there hanging around.
I mean, yeah, especially if you die while working, whether it's death echoing or choosing to, like, you're going to be doing the same thing you were doing.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
If we got the opportunity to have an adventure there, what's something that you would be instantly trying to do or want to check out? I know you don't know the whole layout of the place, but
I don't.
you know how most classic
It's
theaters
small.
are. Yeah,
Like it's not.
it's probably on par with the Warner.
It's not huge, like at all.
Personally, where I would like to be investigating the most would be backstage and catwalk like area, because that's, as someone who did theater, I'm familiar with it. It's like that's if that's where Mary is also sometimes found. Like I'd like to be there.
Yeah.
That's where I'd like to investigate personally.
I agree. Tyler, same question over to you. If we got the chance, what would you be most interested in trying to find or investigate? Especially as someone who's actually been to the Riv multiple times.
Yeah, the balcony. I'm interested in the balcony. Just what's going on, and honestly, what I think it is, it's a bunch of ghosts that are pissed off when they go to take a leak. They whack their head on the low ceilings.
Ow!
Forced to live out eternity,
Yeah,
whacking their head.
but seriously, on a serious note, though, I am interested in the balcony because it truly is like a step back in time. Like there is nothing really modern about the Riv at all, which
Mhm.
is beautiful, and they've kept it looking very nice. You know, um, it's a gorgeous theater. Like it's beautiful, and so I don't want to speak out of turn or out of school rather, but so the carousel, right? Like when you go to the fair, the carousels, that was invented in North Tonawanda as well.
Yeah.
So there's a really rich history in NT. So and that kind of ties into that. And then also we're talking like the Wurlitzer. Like I believe, again, I don't know if the Wurlitzer jukeboxes were invented in North Tonawanda as well, but there's a lot of Wurlitzer themed things in NT. So there's a ton of history in this small town,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and so I think that the Riv is just as important, if not more important than all of it. And it's, and to be able to dissect and go and take a, deep dive that way through time, through a theater, it was really something that's worth doing.
I've had a lot of time to think about this, obviously, because it's been on my wish list spot. But I think, if we had the manpower, the three of us, and if we could convince Megan, our photographer, or a special guest to come along with us to give us an extra person, I think it would be a great spot to split up a little bit. Because most of the ghosts sound friendly or at least benign, other than what's possibly in the balcony whacking their heads off
Right.
the low ceilings. I think it would be cool to put somebody in the projection booth. I think it would be cool to have someone like on stage or in the pit. If there is, no, there's not a pit there, is there? It's just the stage, and then it goes right to the seats, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a small pit. It's not. Yeah, it's not huge. It's very, very small.
That's what I thought, because I don't remember seeing it when we were there.
Yeah.
Putting someone like on stage, backstage, and then having somebody kind of just roaming like the main floor seats, I think would be really cool, because it sounds like there's like a different ghost at like each level. So it would be cool to see
Yeah.
if we split up
Hey,
different
I mean-
interactions we would get.
Absolutely. Another thing too, like, I mean, again, like knowing the layout of the place, like, look, why the balcony? That's just very,
Right. And
it's interesting.
what's
Like, why the balcony? I mean, maybe they like when they were alive, they like sitting up there for the, for the shows.
what's even kind of weirder about it, and more interesting too, that really makes me want to check out the balcony, is I couldn't find, and obviously a researcher couldn't find either, anything bad that happened in the balcony. Like, it's not like Abraham Lincoln was shot at the Riviera's balcony.
Exactly. Not even the mayor of North Tonawanda was shot at the balcony.
Like, I couldn't find anything bad. It's just somebody up there just hates people coming to visit them. I wonder if it's maybe they just
You know
saw
what,
like the
though?
last show they saw before they died was just awful, and now they're just
Right.
angry about it.
You know what, though? Kind of looking back, though, again, I don't know if it was just the last show I was there was not there was a very whimsical act, so it wasn't anything really serious going on. But like there was kind of like a weird, I don't know. Like, I went up there to go get a beer and take a leak, whacked my head off the ceiling. No, but just like standing in the beer line though, it was just very like not like nothing out of the ordinary, but it was just there was just definitely a different. I hate the word vibe, but a different feeling about being up there than than down there in the the lower bowl or the whatever the right term is, the downstairs seats.
That makes sense though, especially with something up there not liking people like, and we don't know if there's one or more than one up there that
And right, and the show that I was at, definitely easy to not like people there, especially if you're a fan of a serious theater. Definitely not the show to that would definitely piss something off. Absolutely.
I wonder if it's a spirit that just considers it its home now because it is, and it really just doesn't like people intruding, and it's
Yeah.
but it's weird because it's so I don't want to say rare, but so little is known about it. Like there's not even like a ghost story about a ghost in the balcony.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. And there's nothing. There's really there's nothing.
Everything talks about Mary or John, or like they'll be like there's other ghosts there, but like there's nothing talking about whatever's in the balcony.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that makes it all the more like have to go to the balcony. Like you have to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you get the chance to investigate the place, like you've got to go to the balcony and see what you find.
Right.
So I think it's settled. If we get the chance to go there, we'll split up and Tyler, you'll take the balcony.
Yeah.
We'll give you a camera and we'll see what you can drum up there because it sounds like something's there and it's always coming for whoever is in the balcony. But what's interesting is when the ghost people that were there, they said they got the feelings that made them leave. But I don't think the person was ever like touched or anything. Like it's not like the ghost forced them out. Like it's almost like they were just really staring at them. Like, you gonna leave? You gonna leave?
Right. Yeah. What are you doing here?
Can you leave? Go somewhere else?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that feeling wasn't, and kind of like you said when you went to get your beer and all that stuff, like that feeling wasn't anywhere else in the Riviera. They said
no,
it was just there.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it's like just the way it's constructed, or if it truly was something. Because it's very like the upstairs truly like the ceilings are like lower, and it's like a little tighter quarters. I don't know if that was it or if there was something actually, some sort of feeling saying, keep her moving.
Yeah. Very peculiar.
Yeah.
This ghost in the balcony.
Or multiple.
Cool. Maybe cool.
I saw you doing some digging. What'd you find?
Oh, I wasn't digging for that. It was tangential. I was looking at the local Erie Warner Theater because you mentioned it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's all. That's why I was like tangential. Not related to this current topic. It's its own separate thing.
So, most paranormal investigators believe you can only get ghostly interactions of any kind at night. Obviously, us and other investigators, such as like Nick Groff, have proven that's not the case.
No.
The ghosts are going to do what they want whenever they want.
When they want it. That's the difference. Yeah.
We've been to places at night that have activity. We've been to places in the daytime that have had activity. We've also been to places that haven't had much at any time. When do you think would be peak time to investigate the Riviera? Like, do you think it being a theater, like you'd want to go at nighttime because that's when the performances were, or do you think going there during the daytime when it would be a little more relaxed?
I would think evening, not night, not day, but I would think during the time where a worker or a staff would be there making sure that things are ready for either a dress rehearsal or for an actual thing. So I would think like mid to late afternoon, evening time would be prime for a spirit of a worker. So like the projection room, that one changes a little bit because they would run them in the afternoon usually. Historically, film, cinema, and whatnot that had that would be afternoon films. Not like we are today where we do them right in the morning all the way till 10 p.m. at night, and we run it all the way to like midnight, 1, 2, whatever it might be. Back then, it was you did an afternoon cinema.
Yeah.
So I would think mid-afternoon to early evening would be the time that they were probably most active, just because that's what would have been the norm.
Yeah.
Just that's me personally.
No, that's kind of what I was leaning to as well. Like, I feel like most haunted theaters, when you hear the stories, it's usually by some former employee.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like you would want to be there at the time when they would normally be working.
I'll say a lot of people that report sightings of hauntings in theaters tend to be people who work at the theater currently, or actors, or someone that's there for a show. It's never, oh, we broke into this abandoned theater in the middle of the night. No, it's I went to see a show, and as I was in the bathroom, I looked up and there was a person behind me, but there was no one behind me.
Yeah.
Or, I got hired as an usher, and as I was helping get ready for the show that evening, there was a person sitting, and I went to approach them, and then they were gone. Like, it's always around the time, and it's always around like workers or people that are there for something. So it seems like it's always most active when something is happening, like when there is an event. So personally, that would be what I think.
Tyler, what do you think of our theory?
I like it. Holds true. It's yeah. I mean, I like it a lot.
So one thought I just had while Alex was talking there. He just mentioned like the usher being hired as an usher, blah 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 blah.
My girlfriend's parents actually usher there.
All right, well, there's our in.
What's that?
There's our in.
Exactly. The fun. Well, never mind.
You got to ask them if they've ever run into Mary or John or any other ghosts.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Guess what I'm doing tonight? Family party with my girlfriend. So we can, before this comes out, we can put some, liner notes, and we'll roll the end credits.
Oh, we'll have time to record a whole addendum. we got some things in the pipeline still.
And you know why, John? So, all right, sorry. Continue.
No, I want to hear where this is going.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought of something, another whimsical thing that, why the guy on the balcony is so pissed. And it's because almost every single show there is a tribute band to someone, and to where like the band like dresses up as whoever they're tributing. And personally, being alive, I don't like them, so I can imagine being stuck there would be kind of annoying.
Yeah. Stop bringing in the cover bands.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's how they make their money. I was just looking at the website to see if I could find anything. And they got Barely Manilow, tribute to Barry Manilow.
Barely Manilow.
Barry.
Yeah. There's an Elvis. There's a guy coming. There's an Elvis tribute coming. So I can imagine.
Oh, for sure.
These spirits who are just like,
Not
what is this music?
Needless.
But anyway.
I like that theory. So the other thing, like I was building up, is like Alex gave me like a theory in my head. What if this balcony ghost is like a dead usher, and he gets mad when people are there when they're not supposed to be? Like the ghost people were there in the middle of the night.
I think that holds. I like that. I think that definitely it fits with the theme of workers already.
Yeah.
There.
It also fits with terrible cover.
Yeah.
Right.
This isn't good theater. This isn't good music.
Exactly. Yeah. They have concerts where people are getting loud and out of hand, especially like Don Jovi. I'm assuming Then
He's
the
just
hair metal tribute concerts get a little crazy. And
he's probably just watching you all walk around, not like being in
Yeah.
love with the theater.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly, they're right. And again, like Alex was saying earlier, it's a place where it kind of already fringes on reality and make believe. And I can back in those days, theater was a lot bigger as it was, rather more at the forefront.
yeah,
It was a cultural night out and all that stuff. So if someone was there for working there for classic theater, that the Usher theory definitely fits a lot really well.
because I was just thinking about that when Alex was talking about the times that they would be there and stuff. I'm like, if you got a paranormal crew there in the middle of the night, I could see the ghost of an usher not being too happy.
You're
with,
not supposed to be here.
like you're
Right,
supposed to go home.
Right, and then another thing you're talking about was like early like matinee shows, early afternoon, like that.
Right.
Now these concerts go on until 10 o'clock at night.
He has no
Again,
schedule now. He's just
right, yeah, and it fits into like people being there when they're not supposed to be there. 10 o'clock at night.
Show is over. You go home.
Yeah,
interesting. If we get there, we'll have to put the usher theory to a test somehow. We'll make fake tickets. We'll put somebody in the correct seat, and then one of us will be in the wrong seat, and we'll see who gets more of the angry feelings.
there you go. There you go.
We'll
There's
see
nothing on
who
this
is.
website about history though. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Well, yes, it is. I'm just blind.
Blinded by the light. We just angered the usher.
No, we're not a cover band, and we're not there. Now, if we did it while we were there,
That's another thing we'll have to test out. We'll have to let
Crap.
Tyler be a cover band for.
you got a crappy
GNR.
thing.
Oh, there you go. Pistols and Daisies, Guns N' Roses cover band.
Pistols and Daisies.
So I have thought for a while about taking like some sort of like musical instrument on one of our adventures. If we had a ghost that was like in love with music, if we got to go to a theater like the Riviera, I think that'd be the place to test it out.
Yeah.
To
Oh,
see, especially in the balcony, like if we had Tyler on stage strumming a guitar and just singing nonsense, even if we were in the
Yeah.
balcony and we're just trying to like see what the peaks we're getting.
Right. Oh yeah. You know what? We might be able to make that happen.
That would be.
I
That
just
would
might
be-
have a spare. I just might have a spare guitar laying around.
See, that would be one interesting experiment we could do. And we pride ourselves on being different.
Can I put forward
Yeah.
a different name instead of Pistols and Daisies?
What you got?
Swords and Daffodils.
Swords and daffodils.
Even better.
You make it a medieval bardcore cover band of,
Oh,
of
yeah.
Guns N' Roses. Sorry, I liked Pistols and Daisies, but I was like, there's got to be something else I can do with it.
Oh, it
Grenades and
works.
grapes.
Good.
Grenades and grapes.
But yeah, the Riv is really that's such a rich history. It's definitely worth looking into. I mean, it's and you can feel that like when you're in town, not downtown, but when you're in North Tonawanda, and there's the History Museum, there's a Carousel Museum, the whole Wurlitzer organ, the Wurlitzer jukebox, and there's all these. There's just references to the past. It's called the Lumber City because it was, back in the day, out of the Niagara River, it was a huge lumber port. There's a ton of rich history in NT.
I very nearly had a paranormal experience while we were at the Riviera. Very nearly.
Really?
Yeah, let me. So, like I said, we were there for Nick Groff's premiere of Death Walker. So, we were watching his first episode of the new season there. And, it's meant to be scary. It's meant to be frightening. The whole atmosphere was meant to be that, right? These sons of guns. They hired contortionists to wear all black bodysuits,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
they were just crawling around the aisles and by people. And when they'd walk by, like I was on the end of the road, they walked by me, like they like brushed up against my arm. I was like, "What the was that?" And like another
Oh
time, I
no,
just
that's
saw
no,
like
no,
run
no.
by, and I was like, "What is happening?" And
No.
then I think Megan caught a glimpse of like one like in like a shadow from a light or something, and she was like, "Oh, they're just people in morph suits." I'm like, whoa, whoa.
Genius.
Picking. Oh, that's creepy.
Gardenias and razor blades.
Gardenias and razor blades.
You can keep G and R.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, our one time at the Riviera was really cool. I really liked it, and I've wanted to go back.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a cool place to check
There's
out.
a ton of great shows we can go to.
And if we can investigate beforehand, it'd be even better.
And after him.
Oh, yeah.
Look, we'll compare what it was like before, during, and after.
Yeah. I'm sure we can convince
And then
them.
we'll go next door for some delicious food.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it can't be that expensive to do a investigation.
Not if they're letting all these cover bands in.
Exactly.
Ah,
If barely Manilow
No.
can get in there.
That might be my
Oh, yeah.
favorite Manilow. And I like me, I'll be honest, this is a weird one for it, but I love Barry Manilow. I do love his music. So,
Have I got the show for you, Alex?
right? I need to go see Barely
Yeah.
Manilow.
Dude, I grew up listening to Barry Manilow because of my mom, and
Yep.
I don't think I feel the same way. Let's see.
That's fair.
Let's see who else is
Look.
coming.
Be a lady.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
That's Frank
It's all
Sinatra.
good. Everything's good.
Oh.
Unfortunately, there's Romeo Delight, the Ultimate Van Halen tribute. Oh, and look at this. If you come up Monday, August 19th, you can see Gene Simmons, the Gene Simmons, not like a tribute, because who'd tribute that asshole, but the real Gene Simmons for $150. And then 2 nights later, you can watch the real Ace Frehley on the same exact stage for half the price. Less than half the price. Yeah.
I can't imagine what a Gene Simmons solo show would be like.
Right?
Probably just like a Kiss show. Terrible.
Like, but like the thing is, like when you go to a Kiss show, you go there for Kiss. Like,
Right.
you
Yeah,
go
you go,
for the
yeah,
whole
right.
experience. You don't go just to see Gene Simmons.
Right. God, no one does. Terrible. Terrible human, terrible band. Anyway.
Terrible reality show.
Oh, yeah, Family Jewels. Terrible.
How long has this guy been doing this?
Are you looking at Barely Manilow?
Yeah.
But
So-
I really wish there was more history on the whole Ghost Riv. Or the Riv Ghost, rather.
I've noticed through doing our research and trying to visit some of these places, there are some places that they won't talk about it until like around Halloween time, and because like they don't want people coming just for that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it could be like one of those things. Like if you're now that you know about it, if like you're looking at their events around Halloween, like maybe you
Not even
start
really
seeing like
events,
ghost
just,
tours or
like,
something.
Trying to find a history.
Yeah.
And obviously, obviously they're not going to have in their history on their website because they said they don't want people coming for that. They're not going to say like, "Hey, come see Mary, John." No, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my God, they could though. They could say, "Come see Mary, John, and Usher at the Riviera anytime," and you'll get idiots thinking it's Usher,
Usher, yeah,
and they'll sell that place out every night for barely Manilow.
yeah,
Caught up.
Looks like we made it.
And I was doing Barry Manilow earlier, and I'm ready to take a chance again.
I thought that sounded familiar.
Yep, Barry Manilow.
Son of a bitch.
Sorry. Like I said, it's forever ingrained in my head.
Yeah, same here. Same. But yeah, I mean, even like being local, I really wish there was more to it than just, the two named ones, and then the unnamed apparition on the balcony.
Who I will from henceforth call Usher until
I do like Usher.
proven otherwise.
Usher the Usher.
Usher the Usher.
Whose favorite play was The Fall of the House of Usher. Alex, any final thoughts on the Riviera and our two named ghosts, Usher and the other unnamed ghosts?
Let's go.
Yeah?
Let's go. Like, you don't have to sell me on this. This is one of those situations where
Alex is okay to get possessed.
No.
You heard it.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
No. Legitimately, this is one of those cases where, like, you give me the ghost story, you give me the place, you give me a little bit of the history, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need any more. I want to go there. I want to investigate it. I want to see it, and I want to be there. Like, all I have to say, truly, all I have to say about the Riviera is it sounds like a good place to check out, and I'd love to investigate it, and I'd also love to go there just for a show, whether it be Barely Manilow or something else.
Yeah.
Tyler, throwing the hook over to you. What are your final thoughts?
I mean, again, partial to hometown, hometown hauntings and whatnot. I love it, and said being there a few times. I really am interested, though, to know if, like, that orb that was in that photo of me. Hopefully, I want to see if I can find it, if it'll come up. But is there a thing with orbs? You guys know better than I do. If, like, a light colored orb means something other than, like, can they be different colors?
Yes.
Yeah, color matters.
Yeah.
So what about a white orb? What is that usually?
That's a good thing.
Yeah, white's a good orb. Ain't gonna hurt you.
Black.
Usually they're friendly people, just kind of checking things out.
Black is no good.
Yeah, black is no good. Which, speaking of black orbs, well, how it looks for the picture, I think this last year we revisited an area. I think this year we should revisit Gudelberg and take Tyler with us.
Like I said,
No,
I'm not opposed to going to
No,
Gudelberg.
I
No, thanks.
think we should go.
I think you just let me know how it is. Again, local hauntings and stuff. I know entirely too much about Gudelberg. I won't be fooled. Won't do it.
I think we should go back.
Totally
and
fine.
take Tyler with us to Gudelberg. If you think so, fire off in the comments.
I also
I'm
think
gonna call in sick that day. I think
we can definitely drive the car further down. We don't have to. Now that we know
you
where
guys
it
might
is.
be sick.
Yeah.
Where's this damn photo? I got to be getting close.
We had that really good pizza afterwards. We could talk a bit of the pizza.
Oh, where'd you go for pizza?
I don't remember.
But it was right
It
afterwards.
was this little random diner we just kind of found.
Yeah, we were
It's
like-
pizza shop.
Oh.
They had like a race car theme.
Yeah, it was so weird. We
literally just picked it because it was open.
They had
race car.
an old race car.
Oh my god,
Half of it in.
We were sitting in a convertible basically.
Yeah, we were
eating pizza.
It was a very weird place.
What? Delicious. Weird.
Where is this?
Oh my
I
god!
don't know. I'm almost there. A race car pizzeria. Can't say that sounds familiar.
We because we were trying to find somewhere to stop to eat. We couldn't figure it out through Google, and we were just driving by this plaza, and it was just there.
Interesting.
That was some damn good pizza.
Right?
Oh, found it.
The pizzeria?
No, the orb. I don't know.
Yeah,
Kinda
there it
cool.
is. There's the picture.
Yeah.
Well, white orb.
And
Yeah.
I remember when we were first talking about it, you were like, I don't know what it is. Could it be from like a light or anything? I'm like, no, the position of it's definitely an orb. Like the position,
Wild.
the coloring, the opaqueness. It's definitely an orb was sitting there touching your elbow.
That's crazy.
May have been the usher trying to take you back to your seat.
Oh, maybe the usher was trying to usher me back.
Yeah. He was like, sir, you're a little too tipsy to be standing up. Let's go sit down.
Yeah. Your
Let's
parcel's
go.
over here, pal. Take it easy.
Let's go sit down.
Yeah, no, I've always wondered about that.
We hit the race car pizzeria, and then we hit an antique mall on the way home, too.
Oh, I believe it. Oh, is it in East Aurora by chance?
The antique mall?
Yeah.
Perhaps?
Fiddlers? Does that sound familiar?
I don't remember the name. That whole part of it was a blur after we left Gutenberg.
It was a weird day.
I believe it.
You'll be able to experience it, though, this time with us.
I'm so good on that. So good.
So, folks, you heard it here.
Pizza del Oreos.
That was
I'm
it.
gonna-
Yeah, that's
I
the floor.
found it.
That's
Really?
the floor.
Oh, wow.
East
Yeah.
Aurora, New York.
Yeah. Hang on 1 second.
4 stars is too low.
Since 1994. Yeah,
Oh, that's it. As soon as I saw the picture of the floor,
right? The floor was what did it.
I'm like, that's the floor.
We have an address too.
Good Googling. Pie.
Right? It was so good.
Might take Megan to take a road trip today.
Storied late night joint known for wings. All I did,
I don't remember if we had wings.
I don't either. I typed in because I looked up where Gutenberg Cemetery was. I said South Wales, New York.
It's Wales, yeah. So what's the name of the pizza place?
Pizza del Oreos. Aureos. It's in East Aurora.
Oros.
They say
Yeah,
they're known
that's
for wings, but they have
That's right where Fiddlers. That's right where Fiddlers is too. So
cool.
Wait,
So-
you said it was called Fiddlers?
yeah, Fiddlers with a V.
All right. So when we go, we'll go to Gutenberg's, and then afterwards we'll grab pizza, and you'll at least come for the pizza. But we'll talk them into Gutenberg.
I might be feeling better by pizza time.
Yeah, but we'll get you.
Yeah.
We'll get you for the pizza.
And the wings. There's a good wing spot down there too.
See? So you know what? All you got to do, show up at a couple haunted places.
Oh, you know what? I'll FaceTime you when you're there from the pizzeria.
You, so far that's a pretty good compromise. We can work from there.
All right, cool. I'll save
It was
room
not
for you.
Fiddlers.
We'll build up from
No?
there.
If it was, we didn't enter through the front because that front is not where we went.
Yeah,
Ours
yeah,
was like
you
a bar.
yeah, you are through the back parking lot.
Ours was like
The back parking lot.
It may have been
Yeah, that's Fiddlers.
a weird place. But yeah, I agree. I really want to check this place out, so I'm going to keep pestering them. Hopefully they let us in.
Yeah.
Tyler, you ask your girlfriend's parents if
Yep.
they have ever encountered the ghosts.
I will ask them in a few short hours.
But I think that does it for this episode. Make sure, of course, to like, comment, subscribe, share us around. Tune back in later in the season to see us go to Gutenberg with Tyler. I'm going to manifest it into existence.
I'm game on this one
Um,
because that's one of the places I've had on my list of I'd like to go back.
when that episode gets edited together, I'm going to put in the clip of me saying there's no force that can make me go back.
There's no force on heaven or earth that could get me back on into Gutenberg.
And, going back. Yeah. Make sure you tune in next time for some more spooky action and maybe even a little bit conspiratorial action.
Oh.
You'll just have to wait and see.
As always, stay in the light.